Hello, welcome to our Wednesday webinar. Today you're gonna see how to plan a chest of drawers with an open shelf here in the middle, and you will see how to plan it step by step. In total, we will have 5 cabinets, and we activate now the smart clicks and start a new project. So we click on File and start a new project. So first of all, we set up the room, and the room has a width of 3500 millimeter, and the length, it doesn't matter so much. In this case here, we keep it 4 meter, so it's 4000 millimeter. So the distance to the left will be 750. We're confirming it with enter. All right. Then we start with our first cabinet, and that is the left cabinet. And it's also good to give the cabinet a name, so we can click on a smart click for the cabinet and go here in the setting menu. Then the window is opening, and when we scroll down, we can type in here the name of the cabinet and we call it left. Yeah, you see here we can also change the height. That is also possible. Now we can do it here now, and we save it. So I've put the height on 1749. It's 49 because when we add here a trim on top, a cover panel, we add it here on top. You see the cover panel belongs to the height of the cabinet. So, and in our case, we have 19 material sets. Yeah, if you have 18 millimeter material sets, then we put it 1 millimeter lower. So, and we use here now a 19 millimeter material set, and we say all parts of the group and drag it and drop it over here. Yeah, you see the interior height got now bigger. All right. So on the left side, we also have, we go back to the cabinet tab. We also have here a visible side, and the thickness of it is also 19 millimeter. And that's why we add here now 90 millimeter. So we want to have it 619. Yeah, if you use 18 millimeter material sets, then it should be a 618. All right. So the next step is we go to the division tab and we add here 2 horizontals, and we drag in and drop in here. And we change here the height to 230, but we need to change it later on. But I just set it that it looks similar, and we start now planning with the middle section, and therefore we click here on the cabinet tab, go on the drop-down menu for the cabinet tab, and the middle section has a width of 800, and the bottom cabinet has also a height of 800, and the depth is the same, and we drag it and drop it on here. So it's now snapped. And because it's snapped, yeah, you see it's snapped because here's it is yellow. And that's why the trim gets connected. Yeah, if your trim isn't connected, yeah, you see it when we go over a part, it got highlighted in purple color. If it's not automatically connected, you need to go to beneath cabinet. You need to check here the setting menu for the plinths, and you need to make sure that the distance to the sides, here it's for the middle cabinet, the left side, and for the right cabinet, we also needed to check on the right cabinet. The right side should be 0. Yeah, if you have here 1 or 2 millimeter offset, then of course it doesn't get connected. All right. After you've checked it, we can continue, close it, and we continue with the middle cabinet. And here we have a height of 230, and we drag it and drop it here on the smart click. Yeah, and it's also getting snapped. And here we don't want to have plinths. That's why we go beneath cabinet and deactivate here the checkbox for trim and plinth legs. And we say no plinths. So, and we need to, I forgot about it, but we need to extend the depth of the cabinet. Yeah, from 550, we can here use the equal sign, type in 21 plus 550, confirm it with enter here in the bottom left corner. And now it's on the same level like the cover panel and the visible side. All right. And now the last cabinet, it has a height of 700, but we can also click on here and we can also copy this cabinet. Yeah, then the plinth is already deactivated, and we can click on here to change the width again, but we also need to change the name of the cabinet. That's why we go here on the 3-dot button. Here you see all cabinets in the table, and here we call the second one middle bottom, and the third one middle center, and middle top. So, and here for the middle top cabinet, we can also change the height. It should be 700 and the depth is 550. We can also do it here. And you see we have here the snap points active. We close this. And here you see the cabinets get adapted. All right. So because this cabinet isn't snapped to the left one, the function doesn't work. That the cover panel is getting connected. That's why we need to extend it. Yeah, and we will do it later. I keep it like this, but that is also the reason why we don't have here 1730. Yeah, because we need to make it 19 millimeter higher, because this is a thickness of the cover panel, which we will extend soon. Okay, so the next step is we see here we go back to the interior tab, and we add here an adjustable shelf here on the bottom, and top, and also in the middle section, the top and bottom cabinet. So we will add also the fronts. We have here left or the left side, and in the middle cabinets we do have a double door. So drag it and drop it in the area. So, and here in the middle we want to have a drawer. So yeah, here you can choose the hardware. We use now the Lego box. And we drag and drop a Lego box in here. So what we're gonna do now is we want to have here the gaps on the same level. So we need to orientate us on the middle cabinet, because it has a height of 800, and we use now the control button. Click here on this in this point, and we see we have here a difference of 18 millimeter, minus 18 millimeter in DZ. That means this area needs to be 8 millimeter taller. So we click on a smart click on the height. Yeah, you see here the height of the interior, and here you see it as well. Yeah, that is the X, Y, Z value. The Z value is the height, and you see here the height of the area. The window is opening. We click on the equal signs and type in 672 plus 18. Confirm it with enter. So you see we have it here now on the same level, and you see here the gap is 3 millimeter in DZ, and here in DX is 3, but here we have 6 millimeters, so we need to click here on a smart click for the middle cabinet, and we go here overlap to left, and we type in overlap of 3. So now the first corner is perfect, and we need to do it here as well. So we keep the control button pressed, click this point and this. And we see DZ is -16, so we need to make it a bit smaller. You can click on here, and we see we have here the 230 already here, and we go on the front in the beginning and type in the equal sign, 230 -16, and confirm it with enter. And now we have it also on the same level. So, and in the middle, we need to extend here the overlap to the left with the 3 mm. All right. Now we will change now also the material. We can do it now or later. Let's do it now. So we want to have all parts of the group, in this case the fronts, for all cabinets, and we use here also the bigger material, and for the middle one, we use a different material, and that's why we take out here checkbox over all cabinets, that only this cabinet with this material, and the plinths also should have this material. And the left door. And what you see now, when we take out everything, you see the left door belongs to a block. So in this case, we need to activate only selected part, that only the top left door gets this material. So, and you see now also the left cabinet is now active. And if we click now on the smart click, we can copy the whole cabinet. So, yeah, and that is the left cabinet. We click on here and it's get now copied. And you see it's copied like this. We need to click here again, and here we need to mirror it. Yeah, we click here on the symbol. And now it's mirrored. So, and we will extend the top panel here. That's why we don't need it on here. That's why we go back to the cabinet tab and deactivate here the cover panel. And what we also need to do, we click here and go in a setting. We need to change the name to right. Now we're going to save it. So, and you see that it has the same height. We need to make it a bit smaller to 1730, confirming it with enter. And now we go here to the left cabinet and go here in the cover panel, and we will extend it to the right Now this cabinet is 800 and this is 619, so it's 1419, the extension. Okay, sometimes something weird happens. Now the right cabinet is activated. We need to go back to the left one. And we type in here 1419. And here we are. So we go back to the cabinet and we change here this material. And we go back to the front tab and we click here on a menu for the handles and we say we don't want to have a handle. So the handles got deactivated only on the activated cabinet. And when we click here for all cabinets, then we see here the overview for all cabinets, and we can take out, for example, the middle area, the middle center cabinet. In this case, it doesn't matter, but if you have cabinets where you want to keep the setting, then you take the checkbox off. The rest you keep it activated, and after you close this window, all handles from the cabinets are disappearing. And now we are pretty much done. One thing we need here to extend the overlap to the right, also for 3 millimeters. And here for the bottom the same. Now we can deactivate all the smart clicks and dimensions and draw it with open fronts. And if you want, we can also click here on data export to load the cutting list. And now you can present it to your customers. And if you click on export ASCII, you can get out the cutting list. Yeah, here you can also look for your layout. All right. Thank you for watching and see you next time. So take care. Bye bye.